I will try and run through this live. It'll be boring for anybody who doesn't know about it, but this is me trying to get from the PPK information that Propeller is providing into Pix4D. So I'll dive in, I'll get rid of the image of me, and this is the project in Pix4D. We have brought in all of the photographs. Now please excuse because this is after I've done the corrections. But you bring in the photographs and you end up with the original XYZs or lat long elevation, and you get a horizontal accuracy which is in the order of 1 to 2 meters because it has not been corrected through PPK process, and it also includes the omega, phi and kappa angles for the project. So the first thing that we do is we take this and we export that to a file. We make sure that we select the name with the coordinates, the orientation and the accuracy. We give it a file name. Let me see if I can browse this to somewhere sensible where I am working. Green Island Landfill, this is the recent survey, and we want to save it as, I think I've got it saved in here already as Pix out, but let's do this from scratch. So let's call that Pix out. OK. Yes, I'd like to replace it. And OK. So that's us giving the format for what we're looking at. So now if I open up Excel and I want to find something, file, open, I want to look on my computer. It's not in documents, excuse me, whilst I barrel through my various sites. So we now know that we're working in Pix4D folder. Green Island Landfill, Propeller, and that was Pix4D out. Okay, so if we open this, it'll ask us to convert it because it's a CSV file, and we're going to delimit it with commas and hit finish. So if I just make sure that we can see all of that information, that is the information that comes out. So the next part we have is, so we know that that's our file name, our easting, northing, Z, our kappa, gamma, phi in that orientation, and our altitude, not our altitude RMS and our vertical RMS, which normally these would come as quite heavy values. Okay, so let me now go to, excuse me, too much stuff open. Now we go to the output from Pix. So this is our process that we have run through with our PPK from our arrow point processed against a local RANX point. And we have 2 survey flights in this instance. Now if we download the CSV file, it will only give us these 4 pieces of information, unfortunately at the moment. So what I'm doing is I'm actually saving from this page here, and I'm copying that, and let me just paste this into the same place, just across here. So paste special, I just want the destination formatting. Okay, now these will end up looking exactly the same because what we're getting is, okay, now this is good because this is showing exactly what's wrong. So these photo numbers are not necessarily in any of the similar order to the photo numbers over here, which are in lowest to highest. So it starts off with the lowest photo number and goes up. Here we have high photo randomly kind of interspersed with other bits and pieces. So we also have information here saying exactly what we've got in terms of millimeter accuracy in X, Y and Z. You can see here that this is millimeters. So what we want to do first off is replace this. It's not actually a space, but it is something millimeter. So edit, Control F, edit, find, replace. We want to find our space millimeter strange thing and replace all of them. Okay. Close. Now I've done one of 2 dumb things here. Yes, I've only got the first flight of data. So now we want to open the second flight and get exactly the same stuff from there. Copy, and then we go edit, paste special, excuse me, paste options. There we go. And I'm going to find that same space millimeter. Control F, find and replace with nothing. Replace all. So now these are true values here. So let's delete that stuff. No, let's not delete that stuff. Let's get it all in the same order as the stuff over here. So we'll just insert a line. We'll call that, we don't need to give it some names, but we're going to filter. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut this and put it on a different page. There we go. So we're going to highlight all that, data, filter, and then we're going to sort that by name, A to Z. Now it should now all be in exactly the same order as that, ascending. And I'm going to bring across, you'll see that this data should now actually be the same as the stuff over here. But this is all in millimeters, not in meters. So the first thing we want to do is we want to find out what the maximum is between the x and y. So let's put a little function in here. Find the maximum of either the x or y accuracy. And if I just carry that on down the page, and then I might do a copy of this here as well. And I actually might copy this and repaste it as values only. Yeah, so now I've gotten rid of the calculation. So now I want to get this equal millimeters instead of meters instead of millimeters. That divided by 1000 into meters. That'll be the same. And I'm going to carry that all the way down as well. So now we have two columns of accuracy, X, Y, and Z. Oddly enough, they should be the same format as that. It's because I've copied the formulas. Excuse me. Copy and paste special values is what I wanted to do that. Yeah, okay. Now these numbers should be the same as this over here. Yeah. So what I'd normally do is delete the inaccurate numbers and bring in the accurate numbers. Now if you wanted to change your projection, you could also do the same thing by pulling the information from the lat long, east and northern. You need to double check that and think about what you're doing in Pix, because you may have told it to import a projected set of photograph values rather than the geoid photograph values, which would be WGS84. Anyway, we hit save to that, and I've just saved it over Pix out. Okay, well that was a big mistake, but let's file. Let's pretend I didn't do that. File, save as Pix input exif. Okay, and it'll say, do you want to change that? And we go okay. So now I go back to my image publishers and I go from file, and I browse to exactly the same location, and I want Pix input exif. And what it would do is overwrite all of the data that's in here against each of these JPEG images with the correct new data. That's about it. So at that point I have then got accurately located photographs, and we have accuracy statements that are jeepers, as good as 1 centimeter or better, but equally in some of these places maybe as bad as 9 or 10 centimeters where it didn't get a good pickup. There's one that's 7.1 centimeters. So you can see that it's quite useful, and this will speed up the processing and also lock down the model much more effectively so that you don't need anything like as much in the way of ground points. And that's me hopefully not boring too many people, but it might be useful to some. Cheers, bye.